Friends, when I woke up this morning, it was a full realization in my life that autumn was upon us. The news told me that it was 55 degrees outside and we really weren't expected to get out of the 60s today. There were times when I looked at my app on my phone and it said that the real field temperature was only 47 degrees. I have a long sleeve shirt on. Autumn really is here. There are pumpkin patches to be visited. There are hay rides to be experienced as families. And autumn really is a time for us to give thanks for everything that is around us. At Ingomar Church over the coming weeks, and especially in October, we're going to have an opportunity to talk about how it is that we can give thanks with grateful hearts. Throughout October, Pastor Cindy and I will be sharing the pulpit and sharing a series of messages that talk about the way in which grateful hearts are able to give thanks, that grateful hearts consider others, that grateful hearts are able to think about the future, and then finally, grateful hearts are able to give. Our final Sunday that we share in our generosity series, all of us will have an opportunity to fill out our estimate of giving card for the 2022 program calendar year. The Apostle Paul says in the book of Philippians, "I give thanks to my God every time I remember you. In all my prayers for all of you, I always pray with joy because of your partnership in the gospel from the first day until now, being confident of this, that he who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus." The basis of our sermon series will be a lot of these words from the Apostle Paul to the people in Philippi. It's an opportunity for us to explore ways in which we can understand how God is moving in our lives, but also the way in which we can give God thanks for the blessings of our own lives and also the blessings of Ingomar Church. In just a few days, you're going to receive a mailing that talks about our sermon series and, most importantly, our generosity emphasis with grateful hearts. This brochure that each of you will receive talks a little bit about some of the basis for why it is that we give, the fact that it's a spiritual issue, and the fact that Jesus talked about money quite often, and the fact that it's not about our budget here at Ingomar Church, but about our need to trust and to give, not only to what God is doing, but also the way in which God is impacting us here at Ingomar Church. Along the way, we're going to be talking about things like a giving path. At Ingomar Church, we know full well that every single one of you in our congregation is at a different place on a giving path. But the giving path places us all in those different locations because we have an understanding of how it is that we can grow. So some of us have never been to church and never given to church, and perhaps others may have been taught about giving and you want to just start giving right now. Maybe you're already along that giving path and you want to move into a new level of being an intentional giver. And then maybe others of you will also want to grow in your giving as a percentage of your income until finally you move to that place in your life where you are giving 10% of your income to the church. And then we don't stop there, but we also talk about the ways in which we can be extravagant givers to the work of the kingdom. So as I invite you into this time in this new season in October for generosity, I want to invite you into a time of prayer. Over the next couple of weeks, you're going to hear us talk a lot about prayer and the impact that prayer can have on our lives. The first prayer that I think all of us can pray throughout October is simply this: God, where would you have me be in my giving? Think about the ways in which God is impacting your life and the call that you have to give generously. The second prayer I think might be one that you could pray this month is, how is it that I can make an impact for your kingdom? Because as kingdom builders and as persons who give faithfully to the church, we're not only impacting the local church, but we're also impacting the way in which Ingomar is able to be in ministry with one another. And finally, I think a solid prayer might be, God, what can you do through me? Ask God for what's next in your spiritual journey. Maybe it's a service opportunity, or maybe it's a deeper commitment to missions. Maybe it's a deeper sense of your need to be in prayer in your life, or maybe it's involvement in a small group here at Ingomar Church. But our generosity isn't just about ourselves, but it's about others. But most importantly, it's about God and the thankfulness that we have for all that Christ has already done for us, for thanksgiving of the cross, for thanksgiving of the life that we live and the life that we share, for our families, for our homes, most importantly for our church. We thank God for all good things, not just in this autumn season, but throughout the year here at Ingomar Church. With grateful hearts, friends, we can grow in our faith, strengthen our understanding of giving, and also make an impact for the kingdom right here in Ingomar. Won't you come? Won't you give? Won't you express yourself with grateful hearts? I look forward to seeing you this coming October.